I'm trying to target grouper a little bit more right here. Sometimes as we're back at the dock filleting up our catch, we'll notice that a small flounder will be in the belly of the grouper. And this bait moving flat across the bottom. And try and, if you imagine it, we're going to be putting up puffs of sand as it's dragging across the bottom and looking like a vulnerable bit of prey. I'm fishing the flounder on a smaller jig head. I'm using a 2-ounce Hogy deep darter. It's going to take a little while for it to get down to the bottom. But once it gets down there, it's going to give me a nice slow presentation, moving that bait along the bottom. You see I'm working it in small little pops there. And it's with a lot of the baits when we're jigging, I like to open the bail, release the line, and let it go back to the bottom. This way we're working that top 5 to 7 foot layer right off the bottom there. As you can imagine, the Hogy flounder is down under the water, kind of undulating. Sitting there trying to trigger these fish to bite. With this bait, Hogy gives you such a versatile presentation. I like to be able to cast away from the boat and let it sink and then work it back in, much like you do in shallow water. This way we can effectively cover a greater range as we're at anchor on a bit of structure. Now this 2-ounce head takes a little while to get down. We're in about 75 feet of water, but it's also going to give us a nice slow flutter presentation on the bottom that's going to be pretty realistic. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to slowly work it in short hops, and I'm really going to try and keep this on the bottom, much like a flounder would be doing. Slow little hops on the bottom, right here. Just like a grouper, right there. Yeah, good fight there. All right, looks like we got about a solid 8-pound black right there. That was on the Hogy flounder.
There you go, solid fish, Ross. On a flounder.
Right there. So right here we're using the 2-ounce darter head with the Hogy flounder. I believe that's a 3.5 inch right there. Grouper fishing out here, 70 feet of water. Doing a nice slow presentation with it, but as you can see, the results are right here. Quality fish. As you can see here, we've got the Hogy 2-ounce deep darter head. We've got an extra strong, nice large hook able to hold on to big fish. We've got a nice corkscrew bait keeper on the back, and that's how we're going to attach our bait. Right here we've got the 3.5 inch flounder. As you can see, it's got a nice padded head with an extra thick bit of plastic right there to help keep that on the corkscrew. Now as I'm rigging this, I like to press it together a bit, put the corkscrew right in the center, and work the flounder down, spinning it down the corkscrew. Now what you want to do is spin it till you get it firmly against the head. Now most of the time when you're fishing the flounder bait, you're going to want to fish it in the horizontal position. This is how the bait would naturally be presented. Kind of scuttling across the bottom, putting up tufts of sand. Down here in Florida, a lot of the reef fish feed on porgies and different sized panfish. This bait will also be able to replicate it very well by making the bait vertical. So as you can see here, we're using the Hogy flounder in a vertical position. Now as it goes through the water, this is going to create more of a swimming motion and kind of like a dying panfish down there on the bottom. So with one bait, we're effectively able to create 2 different presentations with the same lure, and all it takes is a twist of the hand. I'm going to drop this down and see if we can't get on the group.